Good evening, students. Good evening, good evening. Audible, no? Sound? Good, Kirtana, I'm good. Yeah. So again, the information is for the new students who have joined today itself, first day. You must go through the previous videos. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand. And then if you get doubts, you can ask. While studying, you can see the previous videos, and if you get doubts, you can ask. Okay. Good evening, good evening. So I'll start the class with some questions today. Is it okay? Timetable they will share today. Probably by night they should share. It may start from, I am also not sure, okay? But you are at home only, right? So it doesn't matter what time they start. But it will be continuous. You will be given half an hour break, I think. Then in the middle, you will be given 1 hour break to have your lunch. So we'll start the class with some questions. Is it okay? Or you don't want questions? Okay, fine. So answer these questions. They are simple only, but still. So everyone take pen and paper, okay? So first question for today, okay? Please write the date and all. So first question is, two vectors have magnitude 10, let me write Newton each. Two vectors have magnitude 10 Newton each, okay? If the angle between them, is 60 degree, find the resultant vector. Find the resultant vector. Okay, try it out. Yes, in notebook only you have to write. Where will you write? So all these questions which are not in the learning exercise, which I give you from my side, you can write as extra questions. Extra questions, okay? Those which are not in the material, but I will be doing from my side also own questions. So try to solve this. I said I want resultant vector, okay? So you have to give me magnitude also, direction also. (10√3) seems to be correct actually. 20 you are getting. What about others? Tabassum has got 300. 10√3. Okay. So let us find the answer. So first what you should do is you should have a diagram in your head. So they told there are two forces. Each one of them is 10 Newton. And angle between them is 60 degree. Right? So that is the diagram that you should imagine. Now let us call one of the vectors magnitude A, other one let us call B. They want you to calculate the resultant. What is the formula for magnitude of the resultant? Which we can write modulus of R bar also, right? Modulus of R bar is R. What is the formula? Root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Don't forget theta is the angle between those vectors which we are adding. So here it will be 10 square plus 10 square plus 2. A and B both are 10, 10. So it will be 10 square cos 60. Theta is 60 degree. What is cos 60? Cos 60 is how much? Half. So in place of cos 60 here, let me write half. Okay, so what will happen? 2 and 2 will cancel. right? So it will be 10 square plus 10 square plus 10 square. That will be root of 3 into 10 square. Right? That way we can do, no, a plus a plus a is 3a. So 10 square plus 10 square plus 10 square is 3 times 10 square. Root of 3 will be root 3. Root of 10 square will be 10. So answer is 10 root 3. 10 root 3 Newton. Root 3 value is 1.732. Okay, try to memorize root 2, root 2, root 3, root 4, it will be easy. Root 5, root 6, root 7, root 8, root 9, root 10. Root 9 is also easy. Up to 10, try to memorize the root. It will be easier for MCQs. So answer is 17.32 Newton. So I was expecting everyone to do this very simple question. Now, where will be the direction? Let us use parallelogram. So first construct a parallelogram. And you can see both of them are 10 Newton, 10 Newton. So resultant will what the angle? Resultant will do what to this angle? If two vectors have same magnitude, resultant will bisect the angle, right? So resultant will be here. So if it bisects the angle, the direction of the resultant will be 30 degree with A. Or you can say 30 degree with B also. So direction part, this is the magnitude. Okay, this is your magnitude. Okay, direction of resultant vector is 30 degree with A bar, or you can say with B bar also. So in exam, when you mention the direction, this way you have to mention. You have to give angle with respect to one of the vector. Can we, shall we try to find this 30 degree using formula also? Actually, what was this? What symbol we used to write for this? No, theta was this, ma. Hey, who said theta? Theta was this. Theta was angle between those vectors which we add. Theta was angle between those vectors which we add. We used alpha for this. You can write theta also, it's okay. But the point is, it is better to remember to use one symbol for one chapter. Otherwise, you'll get confused. So let us try to use formula and find the same answer. See, to find that the resultant is at 30 degree, I just applied logic. If this is 10 Newton, this is also 10 Newton, resultant will bisect the angle. So that's easy. But we can also check using formula. So let us try to check. So what is the formula for this alpha? Tan alpha. Directly alpha doesn't have formula. First you have to calculate tan alpha. After calculating tan alpha, then you can find alpha. So tan alpha formula was b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. Correct? What is b? 10. Theta is 60 degree. Don't confuse between theta and alpha. This is theta. 60 degree is your theta. Divided by 10 plus 10 cos 60 degree. So 10 sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Now look here. I have seen some students writing this 20 cos 60. Can we do like that? Is this 20 cos 60? No, you cannot do. Okay, don't add first. First multiply, then you have to add. So don't do the mistake of writing 10 plus 10 first. So this will be 10 plus 10 into cos 60 is half. Right? Cos 60 is half. Then what you can do? This is 10 root 3 by 2. Here you can take 10 common. 1 plus half. What I did? I took 10 common. So 10 cancel. Here you take 10 common, 1 plus half. So tan alpha will be in the numerator root 3 by 2. In the denominator 3 by 2 you will get, right? Oh, that 2 is not visible. Let me write here. So tan alpha will be in the numerator root 3 by 2. In the denominator 1 plus half is 3 by 2. 2 cancels. So you will get 1 by root 3. So tan alpha will be 1 by root 3. Now for what angle tan alpha is 1 by root 3? For what angle tan of angle is root 3, 1 by root 3? Alpha is 30 degree. So then you should remember, because tan of 30 degree is 1 by root 3. Okay, you can check sin 30 by cos 30, you substitute, you will get 1 by root 3. Sin 30 is half, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, so you will get 1 by root 3. If you forget also, you can check. Okay. So like this, using formula also we can calculate. Okay, students. Okay, done. Shall we do next question now? This was easy. Easy matlab it was based on just substitution. So look here, question number 2. All these are extra questions, okay? Question number 2. Two vectors have magnitude 10 Newton and 6 Newton. Why I write Newton all the time? Let me write unit. If I keep writing Newton all the time, you may think force is the only vector. Velocity is also a vector, displacement is also a vector. Later you will study electric field, magnetic field, all these are vector quantities. So two vectors have magnitude 10 units and 6 units. Which of the options cannot be the magnitude of resultant vector? R bar means resultant vector. Okay, so think this is A, think this is B. Question is, which one cannot be the resultant vector? Cannot be, okay, cannot be. And think this is JEE advanced question. Now in JEE advanced, multiple options can be also correct. Only one option may not be correct. Two options may be correct. Sometimes all the options are also correct in JEE advanced. Okay, in JEE mains only one option will be correct. In NEET exams only one option will be correct. In CET exam also only one option will be correct. So think this is multiple option correct question. Okay, multiple option can be correct. So first option 5 units, second one 8 units, third one 16 units, fifth one 20 units. So question is, out of these 4 options, which one cannot be resultant vector's magnitude? Which one cannot be the magnitude of resultant vector? Think this is your A and think this is your B. No, angle will not be. If I give you angle, then only one will be the answer. All can be no, sir. Okay. You are asking me only, yeah, Sujan. I am asking you. You are asking me. Okay. Anyone can do. Otherwise, I'll do. Anyways, I will do. Even if you know, I will do, so that all the other students can try. Okay. So C and D cannot be. C and D. Why C is 16? No. Why C cannot be? Gagandeep, Gagandeep, if two vectors are in same direction, what is the magnitude of the resultant? Gagandeep, if two vectors A and B are in same direction, what is the magnitude formula for the resultant? A and B are in same direction, A plus B. So if I add these two, I will get 16. So 16 is possible. Here angle is not given, so any angle is possible. 8 or 16. Okay, so let me do it. Look here. What is the formula for resultant? Formula for resultant is root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Now, solve our concentration. Okay, don't do anything else, only concentrate. A and B are fixed. 10 units, 6 units. So A and B are fixed in this problem. Theta, they did not mention. Correct? Okay. So let me find maximum value of resultant. Maximum value. When will be R maximum as you change theta? When this will be maximum? When cos theta will be maximum? What is the maximum value of cos theta? If you see the values of cos theta, what is the maximum value cos theta can have? Cos theta can never have any value greater than 1. That is how it is defined. Adjacent by hypotenuse. Right? So adjacent by hypotenuse cannot be greater than 1. Otherwise, your adjacent will become longer than hypotenuse. Correct? No. Only when theta is 0, that time adjacent and hypotenuse are same. So ratio will be 1. So R will be maximum when cos theta is maximum. Maximum value of cos theta is 1. So R maximum will be root of, this I have done last class also, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Right? And when that will happen? When this will happen? When cos theta is equal to 1. So what is this formula? Inside the bracket, a plus b whole square. A square plus b square plus 2ab. A plus b whole square. Then square root is there. So you can write R maximum as a plus b. Correct? So R maximum is a plus b. That you remember. Similarly, write down this in the corner or somewhere. In the solution you can write. So R maximum is a plus b. What will be R minimum? Can you guess? What is the minimum value cos theta can have? Minimum value cos theta can have? -1. Right, 0, less than 0 also is possible, -1. Cos theta goes below 0 also. 0, 1, 0, -1, 0, 1, 0, -1. Okay. So minimum value of cos theta is -1. So when you calculate minimum value of resultant, cos theta should be -1. So this will become, if cos theta is -1, multiply this with -1, this will be minus. Then what is the minimum formula? Minimum is A minus B. Correct? A minus B. So in this problem, let us, after we have understood the concept, see this concept you should have realized, no, if two forces are in same direction, resultant will be maximum because I am pulling something with 10 Newton. You are also pulling with 10 Newton, 6 Newton in the same direction. Then we will add each other. Our forces will combine and it will give you maximum force. But if I am pulling 10 Newton here, 6 Newton you are pulling there, opposite. That time it will be minimum. Anything can be possible depending on the angle. But it should be always between maximum and minimum. So apply this concept here. What is R maximum? What is the maximum value? A plus B 16. What is the minimum value? A minus B 4. Right? So which one is not possible? Less than 4 is not possible. Less than 4 is not possible. Greater than 16 is not possible. So this is the one you have to tick. This is possible because this is between these two. This is possible because it is between these two. I mean, it is this only. 8 is also possible. But 20 unit is not possible. So by combining, by adding 10 unit vector magnitude and 6 unit magnitude of another vector, you will never get 20 units. Remember that in mind. The maximum is a plus b, minimum is a minus b. Suppose I write here 3 units. Possible or not possible? Possible or not possible? Not possible, because it will become less than minimum, which is again not possible. Okay, so if it was 3, you have to tick both of them. But in this question it was 4, so you have to tick only this. Write down. This is the reason why I did not tell you when I was, if you remember, I found a plus b, a minus b formula that day also. If they are in same direction, resultant will be a plus b. Opposite direction, a minus b. But I did not tell you it is maximum and minimum because I wanted to ask you this question. So this is the difference, students. Okay. See, teacher will teach you a concept. But in your engineering exam or your medical exam, what question will come? That nobody knows. In board exam, at least we know. In board exam, there are some standard questions. From there only questions will come. We know that. But in entrance exam, any new question can come. So therefore, you have to learn slowly with time how to apply whatever knowledge is given. So you have to learn the concepts carefully, see how the teacher is solving, and that technique you have to inculcate. Okay, and how will you become better in that? It is very simple. You will become better in that by doing practice. That's it. Nothing else will make you better. Only practicing, applying these concepts to solve new and new problems. Always you have to try to solve new problems. Old problems, once I show you, you can also do. No, new problems you have to try to solve. Okay. Okay, one more I'll give you. Then after this, we will continue with the syllabus. Okay. Question number 3. Two vectors have magnitude, or let us write, two vectors have magnitude such that one is double of the other. Okay. So from this line, what do you learn? There are two vectors. Direction I have not given till now. Two vectors are mentioned. They have magnitude such that one is double of the other. That means if one is A, other you can write how much? If one is A, other you can write 2A. Okay. So you can consider A as A itself. B you can write 2A. That is what they have given. They have given a definite relation between A and B. Not A bar and B bar. Magnitude only they are saying. So be careful about A bar is vector. A means magnitude of A bar. If the resultant vector is perpendicular to the smaller vector, because out of these two vectors, you know one of them is smaller. So what I'm saying, the resultant vector is perpendicular to the smaller vector. Then find the angle between the two vectors. Between the two vectors. Here two vectors means those two which you are adding, not the resultant. Okay. So try this one. If you use triangle law, it will be more easier to solve. You can use any law, but if you use triangle law, it will be easier to solve. So again, think for some time. 2-3 minutes, you think? So try to make a picture. The picture should be such that one vector should be having double length of the other vector, because length of the vector means what? Magnitude of the vector. So here those vectors which you are adding is such that one has magnitude double. So length should be double. Then you have to draw the diagram in such a way that the resultant vector should be perpendicular to the smaller vector. So I don't know which one you will treat smaller. So in that diagram, you have to try to show that. Again, if you use triangle law, it will be easier to solve. 45 degrees is not right. Ashriya, you have to try to solve. Okay. Don't simply try to say the answer. You have to try to solve it and then get the answer. 45 degree is not right. See, this is a physics question. Okay. So you have to put pen on paper. Most of the physics questions will be like that. Sometimes it will be based on concept so that you can read and tick directly. See, it would be very nice if I could see what diagrams you are drawing actually. Okay, but unfortunately, because of this lockdown and all, I'm unable to see what you are doing. Otherwise, in class, usually what I do, I try to see everybody's diagram, how they are drawing. So that is the main thing. Again, let me repeat. You have to draw one vector whose length is double of the first vector. And then you have to put them in such a way, use triangle law, it will be easy. Put them in such a way that the resultant vector should be perpendicular to the smaller vector. Once you get the diagram, then you will get idea how to find the angle. But that video, once I start showing the video, no noise will also come, Kishan, so that will be complicated. Spandana, I think 60 degree, I think I know why you got, but you have to be careful. Spandana, look here. If I ask angle between this vector and this vector, look here, Spandana. If I ask angle between this and this vector, you cannot say this angle. You cannot say this angle. It is the angle between the directions. So you have to extend this direction. You have to extend this. This is the angle. Okay, so again, let me repeat. If I say two vectors are like this, then angle between these two is not this. Angle between these two is this angle. Because I want angle between the direction. So this vector is going this side. This vector is going this side. So angle is this. Okay. Correct. So some of you have got the answer. Let me explain how you must have done. So look here. First of all, you should know how to apply triangle law. So how to apply triangle law? This vector plus this vector is this vector, right? Or you can say this vector plus this vector is this vector. So this is your A bar, this is your B bar, this is your R bar. Here this is A bar, this is B bar, this is R bar. So sometimes your resultant will be bigger than the two vectors. You can see here, the resultant has more length than A and B. But sometimes you can see your resultant will be smaller than this vector. So don't be surprised. Why, sir, we should not be surprised? Because these are vectors. It is not mass. It is not money. Money, when you add, it will always be more. Vectors, how they add, depend on direction. Sometimes you may get zero also. If they are in opposite direction, then you may get zero also. So be careful about that. Okay. So if you know how to apply triangle law, then in the question, what they told, two vectors have magnitude A. Let us say one of them is this A. One of them is A. Now, how to draw the other one? If you draw it here or here or here, your resultant will be like this. Right? But they told resultant should be perpendicular to the smaller vector. So your other vector should come till here. So that your resultant will be here. So your resultant vector will be exactly perpendicular to your A bar. So this is your resultant vector and this is your second vector. What is the length of the second vector? They told twice. So this is your first vector, this is your second vector. And by triangle law, you have to arrange them in such a way that the resultant should be perpendicular to the smaller vector. Once you do that, you have to find this angle theta. So to find that angle, let me do it easily first. Let me find this angle. Let me call this angle phi. This angle is easy to find because it's a right angle triangle. So I know adjacent is A, hypotenuse is 2A. So I can use cos phi. So cos phi will be what? Adjacent is A, hypotenuse is 2A. So phi will be how much? 60 degree. So this angle is 60 degree, but they want this angle. So therefore theta will be 120 degree. Everybody understood? Anybody has doubt? Let me know now. So you have to arrange the vectors in such a way the resultant should be perpendicular to the smaller vector. Once you do that, then you try to see. Once you see right angle triangle, then you know how to find the angles by using cos or sine. Here cos is better because adjacent is A, you know, hypotenuse is 2A. Okay. Fine. Anybody? Okay. Others also, if you're not understanding, please ask. Okay. In my class, when I was studying, I'll tell you something. When I used to study students, okay, when I used to study in class, my friends used to understand very fast. But I will not understand unless it is explained very properly. So I used to keep asking doubts. I don't care whether my friends have understood or not. I should understand, that is the main thing. So I used to keep asking the doubts. It is very similar to what is his name? I forgot today. Okay. Channa. So Channa is not asking any doubt today. Maybe he is absent. So all of you understood, know how to do. Okay. Let us try to solve this problem. Let us try to solve this problem using formula also. Some of you may think, sir, that formula was there, tan alpha formula. Can't we use this? So let us try to apply formula. Okay. Now, what was the formula for tan alpha? B sine theta. Another method. Okay. Another method. So B sine theta divided by A plus B cos theta. Right? Okay. Now, in this question, B is twice of A. B is twice of A. That much we know. Okay. Also, what is alpha in this problem? What is alpha? Remember, alpha is the angle made by resultant vector with A bar. If you check the diagram, if this is your A bar, this is your B bar, this was your resultant, and this was your alpha. Remember, no? So what is alpha in this? 90 degree, because your resultant is making 90 degree with A bar. So this is your alpha. So here alpha is 90 degree. So tan 90 will be equal to B sine theta by A plus B cos theta. Now tan 90 is undefined. It is infinity. So tan 90 is 1 by 0. So tan 90 is infinity. Okay, because alpha is 90 degree. So if this is infinity, your numerator must be 0. Okay, if something divided by 0 is given, that is infinity. So this denominator should be 0. So therefore, I can write A plus B cos theta should be 0. But I can take A that side. So B cos theta will be minus A. But what was given as B? This is your B, no? Second vector. So B is nothing but twice of A. B is nothing but twice of A. So A will cancel. Cos theta will be minus half. So theta will be 120 degree. Last class also we have discussed. Cos of 120 is minus half. So this way also beautifully we can do. Okay. So you can either use formula if you want, because here alpha we know. How we know alpha? They told resultant is perpendicular to smaller vector. And I have taken this alpha with this A. right? Okay. Of course, the previous one is more easy, but using this method also we can solve. How will you draw this diagram? Using parallelogram. Using parallelogram also we should be able to draw, right? So if this is A, your second vector cannot be here. If your second vector is here, resultant will be somewhere here. So that is not possible. So it should be something like this. If first vector is here, second vector should be somewhere here. Okay, then when you make parallelogram, it may not look exact. So when you make parallelogram, then it is possible that the resultant, okay, something like this. Let me do some cheating actually, like this. Okay. Understood or not, students? Let me try once more. So you can see using parallelogram, it is always difficult. Once we put the diagram, the answer is easy. So let us try to draw once more. This is your A. You know resultant should be here. So your B should go somewhere here like that. So that when you add with this, you will get somewhere. Okay. So using parallelogram also, we can try to draw the diagram. Using parallelogram law also, we can try. Fine. Okay. So like this, keep solving more problems. Today, we will learn how to subtract vectors. Subtraction of two vectors. So this time, I don't want resultant of A bar and B bar. I want difference of A bar and B bar. Difference I want. So let us say this is the first vector A bar. And this is the second vector B bar. Okay? And angle between them is theta. So if I want A bar plus B bar, you know what to do. Draw parallelogram, add. I don't want that. I want A bar minus B bar. So what will be this vector I want? Okay, students. Now for this, we don't write R bar. R bar is used for resultant of two vectors. So we use R bar for A bar plus B bar. For A bar minus B bar, we write usually like this only. A bar minus B bar. Now, how to find this? How to find this? Very simple. I can write this way. Check once. Can I write it like this? Right? I can do. Yeah. Because plus minus is minus. So, when they say, listen carefully. Understood? Now listen. So, when they say when they say subtract A bar and B bar, it means you can add A bar with minus B bar. And minus B bar means negative vector. Negative vector I have taught you in the previous classes. If this is your B bar, what is this? If this is B bar, what is this? Minus B bar, right? Why? Because if your magnitude is same, but direction is opposite, then we call it negative vector. So listen carefully what I will do. So I want this, right? So I am not going to make parallelogram here and add here. No, that will give me A bar plus B bar. So to find the difference of the vectors, first I will find minus B bar. So this is B bar is given to you, remember. So minus B bar will be, you do like this, ulta, flip it. Okay, try to make it same length. So this vector is minus B bar. Length will be B only. This length will be B. This length also B. Length matlab magnitude. For magnitude, we write modulus. So minus sign doesn't matter. But while showing the vector, if this is B bar, this is minus B bar, right? Yeah, opposite direction to the original. But But Neha, all the magnitude also should be same, because I'm saying negative vector, not just minus. Okay, I think I have not off the audio today. Okay, so till now, theta will change. We will see the theta later. Of course, theta will change. Theta will become 180 minus theta now. So what I will do, I will flip this vector and then I will now add. Now I will add. See, this is add only. No, I will now add a bar with minus b bar. And how to add? Use parallelogram law. Right? Here, yeah. So make a parallelogram law here, and then you draw the diagonal, which will be resultant of not these two, resultant of this and this. That will be here. And this will be your a bar minus b bar. Understood, everyone? R bar I don't want to write, ma. R bar we write for a bar plus b bar. So I will write it as a bar minus b bar. Theta will be different now. So now if you want this theta, it will be 180 minus theta. Minus r bar. Why minus r bar? I did not do ulta of r bar. No. It is not minus r bar. All the messages should be sent publicly, ma, so that everyone can see what I'm answering. If you ask me separately, and then if I answer, it will sound like I'm talking to myself. So look here. They told you to subtract these two vectors. Again, I'm telling you, like when I taught you addition of two vectors, first those vectors should be given to you. Agree or not agree? Tell me. First they should give the vectors. Then only I will add the vectors. Right? So first they should give the vectors which I want to add or subtract. So here these are the vectors and this is the angle. Now I want to subtract these two vectors. So subtract means I can write it this way. A bar minus b bar. I can write a bar plus bracket minus b bar. So what I should do? First find minus b bar from b bar. And how to find negative vector? Just flip the vector. So if you flip the vector, it becomes a negative vector. So if you flip the vector, this will be your minus b bar. Then you have to find this. What you have to do? You have to add a bar with minus b bar. So a bar with minus b bar. So to add, you know already I have taught you how to add. So add these two. How to add? Make a parallelogram, then diagonal from this point will give you the difference of this vector and this vector. Or you can say sum of this vector and this vector. So this is sum of S-U-M, sum of this vector and this vector, which is difference of these two vectors. So that is the technique we apply for subtraction. Everybody understood? We will calculate magnitude and direction, don't worry. But first in diagram, we should learn how to find difference of two vectors. Somebody was asking me to repeat. You understood? The messages have gone up, so I cannot check now. Okay, fine. So let us try to do some simple examples. So let's say there is a vector like this. This is your, let's say, V1 vector. Okay, V1 vector. And this is your V2 vector. try to use different symbols so that you get used to. Don't always use a bar and b bar. Okay. So this is velocity of some car, velocity of some car, let's say. Now I want to find not the sum of the vector, I want difference. So everybody in your book, try to draw the difference. Try to draw where will be this vector. Done, huh? Okay. So how we should do? First, again, the meaning of this is what? You have to subtract V1 and V2. Means first you flip V2. First you flip V2. So if you flip V2, this will be your V2 minus V2. Okay. After finding the negative vector of this vector, then you just add these two vectors. Because if you add these two vectors, it is nothing but difference of the vectors. So parallelogram you make, then this diagonal will be your V1 vector minus V2 vector. So the length of this will give you the magnitude of the difference of the vector, and this angle or this angle will give the direction. Okay. Now let me try to solve the same problem using triangle law. Using triangle law also, we see in exam either one rule you use, but don't you think it is always better to learn more methods? More methods if you learn, what is the good thing? If one method fails, other method you can use. Okay, please draw the diagram. Yeah. So now let me try to show the same diagram in using triangle method. So using triangle law. So here was your V1 vector, here was your V2 vector, right? So now to find the difference, what I will do, I have to flip this, and then don't keep it here. If you keep it here itself, then you will have to draw parallelogram. Once you draw parallelogram, this diagonal will give you the difference of the two vectors, right? Okay. What I will do is I will flip this vector, because what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is V1 bar plus minus V2. So always remember, when they say subtract A bar with B bar, it means you have to add A bar with minus B bar. So I will flip this one. After flipping it, I will bring it here. Let me draw solid line, no problem. So if I flip this and bring it here, this will be minus V2 bar. Everybody understood this part? What I have done? I have flipped this, and instead of keeping it here, I have brought it here. I can do that. Remember, I told this vector is same as this vector. This vector is same as this vector. So the reason why I did this is now I can use triangle law. This vector plus this vector is this vector. Right? So this vector is this plus this, which means this plus this means minus V2. Now, so this also we can use. So here it is little easier because you don't have to draw parallelogram and then draw diagonal. Here you flip it, bring the tail to the head, and then draw the third side of the triangle. The third side of the triangle taken in the reverse order. So this is in the same order. This will give you the sum, S-U-M, sum of this vector and this vector. But this is minus, so it becomes difference. Okay, so whichever vectors you feel, whichever method you feel comfortable, please use. It doesn't matter. Any doubt, let me know now only. Once I rub the board, then don't tell me, please repeat like that. Okay, fine. Okay. Angle we will come there. Angle is needed when you want magnitude. When you want magnitude, okay, or when you want direction of the result, that time angle and all. Just to draw the diagram, I don't have to give you angle, right? Just to draw the diagram. So see learning exercise 2.7. There we have to discuss about the magnitude and direction. Learning exercise 2.7. See question number 1. Okay. If two vectors A bar and B bar having an angle theta between them, find the magnitude of the, what they are saying, magnitude of the difference of the two vectors. That is modulus of A bar minus B bar. So they are saying A bar is a vector, B bar is a vector, angle between them is theta. Okay, you have to find magnitude of A bar minus B bar. Okay, so this is different from this, remember. Okay, this is not same as this. I hope you know this. This is just number. So here you have to first subtract the vector, then find the magnitude. Okay, so how do we do that? So first what I told, I want A bar minus B bar. So see in the question what they have given again. In the question they have given this length A, this length B, and this angle theta. So answer should be in terms of that. So now I have to flip this vector minus B bar and then add with this vector. Let me draw this one here. Okay. This is A bar, this is minus B bar, add these two. That is your A bar minus B bar. So now to find this, I want the length of this vector. Magnitude means this length. Now look here, already we have derived formula for resultant of two vectors, right? This is resultant of which vectors? This is resultant of which vectors? Tell me. Include bar also. BAR you write. This is resultant of which vectors? Which vectors? A bar and minus B bar. Very good. A bar and minus B bar. So we already know how to find resultant of two vectors. So root over, we already know how to add resultant of two vectors, right? So root over first vector magnitude square, A square. This magnitude will be A. Second, this also will be magnitude, matlab length only. Length will be B only. Length, magnitude cannot be minus. So this will be minus B only. Then plus 2AB cos. Now, here what we used to write? Here what we used to write? The angle between those vectors which we are adding. Please remember. Here what we write? Angle between those vectors which we are adding. So, can I write theta here? Just say yes or no. Y or N. Can I write theta? No, I cannot write theta because theta is this angle. If you put theta here, then you are adding these two vector. These two vector here. If you put theta here, you are adding these two vector. I am adding this vector with this vector. So I should put this angle. So this angle, if I write phi, then you have to write phi. Okay, then you can add. So this is how you should find difference of the two vectors. Now, in terms of theta, if you want to, this is okay. Here you can stop. Here you can stop, but you have to show this phi in the diagram. Hello? Here you can stop. It is not alpha. Alpha was angle with resultant. This is alpha. This is alpha. Alpha was angle made with resultant. So once you write like this, phi I have written. Here you can stop, but you have to show phi in the diagram. So whenever you write this formula, students, this angle is the angle between those vectors which you are adding. So to find the difference of two vectors, we are adding A bar with minus B bar, remember. Not A bar with B bar. A bar with B bar we have done already. Why are we thinking in terms of that? So we are adding A bar with minus of B bar. So this angle we have to write. So here we can stop, but we can write in terms of theta. So that is what I'm saying. No. So let us write in terms of theta. So this will be root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos of phi is 180 minus theta. Okay, and in trigonometry they will teach you cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Okay, whereas sine of 180 minus theta is sine theta only. So these rules you have to remember. If you don't know also, it's okay. Very soon you will come to know. That is why I told you can stop here. You can stop here because in exam they will give this angle 60 degree. So you can write 120 degree here directly. Okay. So if you know this formula, then you can further write root over a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Minus 2ab cos theta. Okay, because cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So this will give you the magnitude. Magnitude matlab modulus of which vector? A bar plus b bar? No. A bar minus b bar. So this in words how to write? Magnitude of difference of two vectors. Difference of two vectors. Difference of two vectors. Okay. That is your first question in learning exercise 2.7. Here we will not do the derivation. Why unnecessary derivation? Already we have learned how to find resultant. Magnitude is b only. Stalin, magnitude cannot be minus b. What we write here is magnitude. If you remember now again I will do the whole derivation. You remember Pythagoras theorem came. In Pythagoras theorem we write the length of the adjacent, length of the opposite, length of the hypotenuse. So when I write length, it will be b or a. It cannot be minus b. Magnitude will be positive only. Done? Okay. Let us see question number 2 now. Okay, question number 2 you see. It says, in the above question means this question, find the angle alpha made by vector a bar minus b bar with a bar. So this alpha. So now let us write this as theta. So this alpha they want. Where shall I show you? Let me remove this. This angle they want, alpha. So this alpha is what? Now do check carefully. This alpha is angle made by resultant vector. Resultant vector of what? Again, not a bar and b bar, that we have finished. This is resultant vector of a bar and minus b bar. So this vector with a bar. So tan alpha formula we can use. B sine, what we used to write here? The angle which the two vectors make. Those vectors which we are adding. Here which vectors we are adding? A bar with minus b bar. So the angle that I should write here is this angle. 180 minus theta. This angle, this phi. This phi. And a plus b cos 180 minus theta. So this thing is your phi. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using the derivations which I did for resultant of two vectors. Same derivation I'm using here. Without doing the derivation, direct formula I'm using. Only thing that will change is, as so many of you told, angle will change. So just change the angle, keep the formula same. These are magnitudes. Magnitudes are not negative. Magnitude means modulus, that is positive. So what will be the formula? Tan alpha. B sine 180 minus theta is same as sine theta. And this will be a minus b cos theta. That is because cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. You can check actually, you can check, put theta 60 degree. Here 60 degree. So this will be cos 120. Cos 120 is minus half, we know already. Okay, so that way you can check. See question number 3 now. Question number 3 of same learning exercise, direct application, nothing is there. Two vectors of equal magnitude. So both the vectors have equal magnitude. 5, B is also 5. Have an angle of 60 degree between them. Between them, this angle 60 degree. Find magnitude of first sum of the vectors. Sum of the vectors. Modulus of A bar plus B bar, which is nothing but R. For this we write R if you remember. Remember, no? For this we write R. R bar, but modulus of R bar is R. What is the formula? Root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So if you want to add the two vectors, then you want to find the magnitude of the sum of the vectors they told. Sum. Then this is the formula. So write directly here 5 square plus 5 square plus 2, 5 into 5, 5 square. Cos theta is 60. So cos 60 is half. 2 cancel. So it will be 5 root 3. No units because these were not given any units. So this part we did in the beginning itself. The first question today. So this is nothing but magnitude of sum of two vectors. Difference of two vectors you do now. Difference of two vectors. What will be difference of two vectors? Correct. Other students, what will be difference of two vectors? Because it is modular, they are asking magnitude of A bar plus B bar. See what we wrote before. Wait. Sumukha, what we wrote here before? What we wrote here before? Wait. Gagandeep and all wait. Sumukha, what we wrote before here? Wait, I'm saying. Let Sumukha answer. She has a question in her mind. Before what we wrote here? Not A bar plus B bar. A bar plus B bar is vector. It is R bar. Before we used to write R here. Before we used to write R here. Correct? No, but what is R actually? R is modulus of R bar. Modulus means magnitude. First class you have to remember how to represent vector I taught, how to represent magnitude of vector I taught. So these are the two ways. So now I am just putting this R bar means what? A bar plus B bar. So the same thing we can use. That's why I thought of writing this time A bar plus B bar. If you don't want, you can write R, no problem. So the first part was to find, this is the answer. This is the answer. So don't, left side, whatever you write, it's okay. Right side, you do properly. Okay. Then they want difference of two vectors. Magnitude of difference. So what is the formula for difference? Only thing that will change is this will become minus. Right? This will become minus. Or if you put plus here, then what angle you should use? If you write plus, then what angle you should use? 120. Okay, so be careful. But let me write minus. Let me not write this as 180 minus theta. See students, again I am saying, if you write this as 180 minus theta, then you have to keep this plus only. But if you write theta, then minus. Then it will become root of 5 square plus 5 square minus 2 into 5 square, theta is 60 degree, cos 60 is half, 2 cancel, root of 5 square, which will be 5. 5 square minus 5 square will cancel. Yeah, correct. Okay, one extra question, all of you try. This is for your homework, because I will start now new topic today. Let me know the answer in the WhatsApp group. Again, new students who are not in our first PU WhatsApp group, give your number to Stalin. He will add all of you. Homework question you see here. If modulus of A bar plus B bar, okay, matlab magnitude of sum of two vectors is equal to magnitude of difference of two vectors. If the sum of two vectors is equal to difference of the two vectors, if I'm saying, then find angle between A bar and B bar. Okay, so don't do it now, please. Just write the question and keep it for at home you do. Now I will start new topic. Write the question quickly. You know the formula for both of them. Substitute, do some algebra, and try to find the angle theta between the two vectors. Okay, so now we are going to do something very interesting. Components of a vector. So till now what we did, students, don't try to solve this. I know some of you have started solving this. Don't do it now. Listen carefully. This topic is very, very important. Till now what we have done, if I give you two vectors, add them. You know how to add them. You can use parallelogram law, you can use triangle law. If I give you more than two vectors, 3 vectors, 4 vectors, 5 vectors, then you will arrange them in a polygon like this. Arrange them in a polygon, then the closing side, this side will give you the sum, SUM, resultant of all the vectors, right? So till now we have added vectors and we learned how to subtract vectors also. Now what we want to do is we want to split. Sujan, I told you to concentrate in this class, please. Concentrate in the going on class. So 180 is wrong. So now we have learned how to add vectors. We learned how to subtract vectors. Now what we want to do is we want to split a vector into its what we call components. So for example, look here. If I add this with this, I get this. Okay, it should be like this, no? I get this. So what are these two? These two can be called components of this. Okay, try to have this picture in your mind. So if I add these two, I get this. Then these two can be called components of this. Same technique here also. Same concept here also. So look carefully. If I add this vector with this vector, and I get this vector, let us say, C vector, which I used to write R bar. If you want to write R bar, please write. It doesn't matter. Now the thing is, you know that A bar plus B bar is C bar. So then what we say in this subject, in this topic is, we say A bar and B bar are components of C bar. And the reason why we say like that is obvious, because by adding these two, you are getting this. By adding these two, you are getting this. So obviously these two can be called components of this vector. Make a note of this. Okay. Again, why we are doing all these things will be clear later only when we start the physics. So first, right now, what you should think is try to learn more and more things about vectors. Okay, once we do that, then you will see the application of all these things later. So by adding these two vector, I get this vector. So I can call this and this components of this. Okay. Now answer this question. Once you have understood this, in general, how many components a vector can have? Try to answer. In general, how many components a vector can have? Very good. Infinite. And the reason this has come in your CET exams also. And the reason why it is infinite is simple. Suppose this is the vector, let us call it, I don't know, let us call it A bar. Now I want to know what are the components of this vector. Components. Then I can think this vector is made of this vector and this vector. In this case, it has how many components? This red vector has two components, this and this. If I do this way, but I can also get the same vector by doing like this. Don't draw this, just observe, right? So if I add all these vectors, I will get this vector only according to polygon law. So all these vectors are components of this vector. So that way you can draw infinite number of components, which means if you do this way, it is useless, because if something is infinite, you can't really work with it. You can't work with infinities, right? So we are not going to consider this kind of components. So we are not going to discuss components of a vector in general. So we are going to be very specific. So we are going to be very specific about components, and the topic that is important for us is this. Let me write here. This. So we are going to restrict ourselves to this one because this is more important. Minimum number of components is 0. If you don't take any components, then it is 0. Okay. Fine. If you don't take any components, if you are not interested to find components of the vector, then right now it will have 0 component. Now look here. Rectangular components of a vector means what? Means you take the vector and take the components in such a way that the components should be perpendicular to each other. So here, components of the vector should be perpendicular to each other. Okay, so when the components of a vector are perpendicular to each other, we call them rectangular components. We call them rectangular components. Okay, right now we will do some physics of this or some mathematics of this now. So these are the definitions. Now let us see how can we find components if I know the vector. Okay, so the next topic is to find components. What kind of components? Rectangular components of a vector in xy plane. So xy plane means also 2D. When I write 2D, you understand what is this D meaning? When I write 2D, do you know what is D means? To what I mean? D matlab dimension. Okay. So I'm going to work with 2 dimension for the start. So look here. So let me say this is my x-axis. and this is my y-axis. Now, please remember, now only I'm going to tell you, x-axis need not be always like this. It can be here also. X-axis can be here also. The only thing is y-axis and x-axis should be perpendicular. So if you rotate this, nothing will change. Remember that, okay? So if you turn the graph sheet like this, the way Virat Kohli scored his runs will not change. No, if you turn the graph, run rate graph this way or that way. So you can keep x-axis here also, but y-axis should be here. So the more important point is x-axis and y-axis are always perpendicular. Okay. So now let me imagine there is a vector. See what is the topic? The topic is to find components of a vector. Matlab, what should be given to you? Vector should be given to you. Then you will find components. Then you will find what kind of components? Rectangular. Because simply if they say components, there will be infinite components. So we are not interested in such things. So here what should be given to you? Vector should be given. We want to find components. So let us say this is the vector. This is your vector A bar. So when they give this vector, what they are giving you? This magnitude. And the second thing is, when they give you a vector, they have to give you magnitude and what? Direction. And direction can be given by this angle. Okay. So this angle is given to you. This length will be how much? A is what? Magnitude of A bar. Magnitude of A bar. That is how we write. No? Okay. So now I want to listen carefully. I want to split this vector into two components which should be perpendicular to each other. So look carefully now. See my diagram carefully. So if I make one vector here and one vector here, then if I add this vector and this vector, which vector will I get? If I add this black vector and this black vector, I will get this A bar. So these two vectors are my rectangular components. What components? Rectangular components. This and this are called rectangular components of A bar. Okay, so this much you try to remember. Next class, what we will do, we will try to find the length of this. We will try to find the length of this. Okay, but before I stop the class, up to here you write. Now we have not finished the topic because we have to find this length and this length. Okay, before I do that, tell me what was the relation between this vector A bar and this unit vector n cap. I taught you long back. Long back doesn't mean 1 year back also. So what is the relation between a vector and its unit vector? Forgot or what? A bar equals to A times n cap, correct. So A bar equals to length of this vector times n cap. Okay, so to keep that in mind, keep this in mind for the next class. Revise the video if you have. And second thing, historically, we always take unit vector along x-axis, along positive x-axis, I cap. So whenever I write I cap or in textbooks, if you see I cap, it means unit vector along x-axis. This is what they have done historically. So there is nothing to ask why like that. Okay, and if you want to write something cap, you write, but that will be, others will not find it, you know, they will not understand what you are doing. So for x-axis, we write I cap as unit vector, and for y-axis, we write j cap. So these things you remember. Next class, what we will do, we will try to find this vector. We will try to find this vector. This much you remember. Okay. So see you. Bye. And do the homework.